Okay, I think it's working now. Let me just take care of this on Twitter. Let everyone know that we are live now. Whew, okay, let me know how the audio is, if it needs to be changed or anything. Again, I'm not using the noise gate. It's not just a mic that's missing. Well, no, I had Google Hangouts open, and I think it was taking the camera away from OBS. But I'm gonna go over. Audio is kind of quiet. All right, I'll try to talk a little closer to the mic and be a little bit louder. Okay, so I just want to go over updates to the game right now, and I'm going to take some time to finish this. Basically, what I'm doing right now, main GI, let me know if the audio is a little bit better now. So I kind of have been looking at more of these temples, pictures of temples, and looking at the columns. And I think what's most interesting is when they are not, when they don't have a lot of flat. What's interesting about them is that they don't have a lot of flat surfaces. So, kind of what I've been doing today is going through this level and making tweaks to a whole bunch of making tweaks to just kind of like filling in details. Needs around 20% increase. I think this is about as high as it goes. Oh, the chat. Give me 1 second. I don't know what it is. It's because I'm using a new profile. It looks like it just abandoned it. Hold on, let me try to fix that, cause we would want Oh, chat's working now? Okay. I just reset it on but hopefully in a little bit it'll start working. I think that's like a problem on night dev end. It's too bad. Hey, Abrexis, how's it going? We're just trying to get this chat thing working. But it was working before, and then I think I reset it, and now it's having some problems. The Great Amalgamation says these seem to be getting later and later. You're talking about the stream itself? Hello, sharp object. Yeah, I'm trying to use, not IRC. I'm trying to use, yeah, just the OBS chat. Oh. Oh, it looks like it's working now. Let me try test. Sweet. It is working. Okay, great. I guess it just took a while for it to, for the chat to get set up. Okay, I'll go back to this previous level. Yep. All right, now it's working. Now it's working. Hey, thank you, Sharp Object. You are Twitch staff. Okay, so anyway, so we had this kind of this column, and then what I found is that it works a lot better when there are more details and it doesn't have a lot of flat geometry. So you guys might remember, let me pull up a screenshot from yesterday just to do a comparison and show you guys what I'm talking about. Let's see. Alright, I think this is a good example. There's like a lot of flat surfaces here. And the silhouette of this I don't think is that interesting. So basically what I'm doing is coming in and then just making little variations so that there's not as many straight lines. So yeah, here, this is like a little bit too much. But I was kind of like going out and then kind of coming back in, toning down a bit on it. So I haven't had a chance to test this yet. So I thought we could do that here. And I can just kind of finish what I have of the level so far. While we're on this stream. Main Jai, are you sort of telling jokes? I wasn't paying too much attention. Eventually, this blue part is going to be a room that's going to stick out. You can kind of like, what's that thing they have at the top of skyscrapers now? Like that room where you can kind of see the entire city. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make this a... So yeah, like what's really important to me now is trying to get this silhouette to look interesting. So I like that. There's a lot of variation in how much the structure goes in. Hey, Grants, am I using the free version of ProBuilder? No, I'm not. I'm using... I didn't know they had a free version. I think there's like a very basic version called Procore. But I actually got ProBuilder, like... Wow. I got ProBuilder almost 3 years ago. So... That was in the very early days of ProBuilder. I think that was before Procore, before the free version of that came out. Okay, so yeah, so like one of the things I did was I pushed the wall in here, and so instead of having these pillars be straight, they actually go bend into the wall like this. Except now I don't know what to do with this corner piece. All right, let me move this. We can delete these. I'm also going to want to go back in and double check all of the objects, because there are like certain pieces that are now hidden inside other geometry. Inception style. Yes. If there was a city, if there were a segment in the game where you lost your ability to change gravity, a city would be incredibly fitting. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of taking player abilities away. Fenriliana asks, is your solution to use slope? So slopes make stairs instead. Yeah, basically instead of having any geometry that's an angle, I just always put stairs there. How do I hash out worlds now? Yeah. So Great Amalgamation asks, how do I go about building out these worlds? And I basically have an idea. You know, like, I'll just spend a lot of time on the internet kind of browsing architecture websites, and I'll see something like this and I'll be like, okay, well, this looks very interesting. How can I make this fit with the geometry of the world where it loops around and is still navigable? This wouldn't be, like, something exactly like this wouldn't work, right? Because there's too much curved geometry. You can get stuck in a lot of places. And there are a number of different puzzles. That I think the chat is fine. Main Jai, it looks like it's updating. You are freaking me out. Like, I hate trying to work out weird Twitch issues live. But basically, okay, it froze messages. So I think that's just this night dev thing. After the stream, I'll look into other chat options to see if there are better ones. But basically, I have an idea, and I just go in and start making the level. And what I do is I'll kind of like do the big versions of it. So I'll just kind of throw in these bunch of big blocks to get the spacing of it. And I'm like, okay, well, I like where this layout is going, but the proportions feel off. And then what I'll do is then I kind of go in and start tweaking these details, and then this detail stuff takes forever. I mean, I'll probably be working on this level for a few months, not all the time, but you know, I'll get it to a certain stage, and then I'll go away, I'll come back, I'll play test it, and I'll find, okay, this area doesn't work because everyone gets stuck there. Some of these, some of the rooms there are like world focus rooms, and there are world focus areas, and architecture focus areas and puzzle focus areas. And the puzzle focus ones, I usually start out those in just a room that's a box, and I'll play around with the blocks, and then once I figure out something interesting, I'll kind of remove all the other options for the player until only that solution is available, or if there are other solutions. But for one like this, I would have more of an overall puzzle idea, and that would incorporate the entire world. But that puzzle would be a lot simpler than the ones that are contained in a room. And this would kind of require, because this is more like once you understand how the geometry works and explore the structure a bit, then you can figure out, okay, this path connects to that. And then if I bring a box there and jump off, then I can land back on the other side and then use that to open the door. So the puzzles in the larger world are a lot easier, but it's sort of this process that goes back and forth quite a bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this a prefab. Let's delete these objects, otherwise it's going to cause us some issues later. So I was having issues with prefabs a little earlier, basically with them not getting some of the geometry in those prefabs was their positions were getting messed up. So I decided to kind of delete them and start from scratch again. But because I'm using prefabs, it's fairly simple to work with. Okay, I think everything is lined up. No, this is... Right. There we go. Now, let's duplicate this arc building. So, you know, like, eventually what I want is... This is going to be a room with some windows. There's going to be windows here, windows there. There's actually... Right now, there isn't an interior to this tower. There will be once I'm done. Okay, these need to get... no, I don't want to delete these objects. Do I feel that each world needs a puzzle, or are some of them mostly exploring? No, not every world needs a puzzle. The game's actually shifted. Hey, Matthew, how's it going? Dual Hammers, that's Matthew. We're going to be playing this game in a bit. Not every room needs a... So I was saying the previous, in the earlier versions of the game, they actually used to be very puzzle focused, and I had a lot of puzzles that were known as... I call them exam puzzles. And even just having that term for them, I should have known that wasn't going to end well. And basically, it was like I'd have a puzzle that you would learn concept A, you would learn technique A, and then another puzzle where you learn technique B, another puzzle where you learn technique C, and then I would have these exam puzzles you wouldn't learn anything new, but you would have to use technique A, technique B, and technique C together. And everyone found those to be the most tedious. But for a long time, I just sort of had this belief that a puzzle game needed those puzzles to needed kind of like a puzzle that contained everything. Until I realized you didn't have to do that, and so all the puzzles are based on, like, they're all more based on a moment of discovery, and so with these larger worlds, it's more about higher levels of discovery that is combined with exploration. Like in this game, exploration and puzzle solving is going to be linked pretty closely together, especially because I do sort of want to explore like geometry and higher dimensions. And so I think a lot of the solving aspect of that is just going to be wandering around and getting lost, and like being lost is part of the puzzle solving experience, if that makes sense. Oh, okay. So as you can see, there's a problem here where I've basically, the things are not aligned correctly, which is messing up the order of the spacing of the columns, but I will, it's a little too late for that. I'm just gonna, well, no, it's not too late, but since I've placed everything here, I might as well just go ahead and finish that and then try to find a solution to the spacing problem a little later. Okay, here we go. So let's just go ahead and let's delete this one. So I'm gonna automate this process too. We're gonna come up with How am I making sure that the player has those moments? Lots and lots and lots of playtesting. The level 1, the first world, which is like the first 40 minutes to 1 hour of the game, that one has gone through that one has gone through like 1,000 playtesters, over 1,000 playtesters, and probably 60 rewrites. So the plan is to just do that for the rest of the game. I just watch people play and then observe them and then ask them. You know, usually the way I do playtesting is I'll have someone play through the game. And right now that's sort of okay, because even with World 2 that takes like 2 hours, and then what I'll do is I'll go through the game. After they're done, we'll go through the game and walk through each puzzle step by step and ask everyone, okay, why did you do this here? Did you notice that? Okay, why did you make this decision? And it's so I try to screen record every playtest, so that then I can go back to it and kind of see, like, then sometimes, you know, if we record it, then we can just watch that video, and ask, like, why did you go left instead of right here? What were you thinking? What did you like this puzzle? Why didn't you like that one? So it's just playtesting. Oh wait, I think the spacing of this is messed up. So right now our world wrapping basically only duplicates a cube, but we're gonna start having it where I can change the distance for each axis. Hey, Andy James Adams. Okay, so anyway, so I think this is kind of how it looks right now. There's much more variation in the silhouette of the column, which I think is much more interesting. Yeah, I really like this part, you know, because it sort of connects with this larger section that we have, but then it comes down, and then you can kind of walk around in these spaces here. There's also kind of this garden of pillars way up above. Where is it? Here. Oh no, I screwed it up a bit, but... Oh yeah, right, falling down the middle is actually a lot of fun. Oops. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this interior because I kind of like it to have some rooms. Hey, yeah, the chat, we're having some problems with that. It's I don't know what's going on. I think it's actually on their end, on the back end, which I don't really have control over right now. Hi Gog. Yes, it is brown switch keyboard. Good to hear. Yeah, I'm gonna look into another chat option for that. Yeah, that's really too bad. But anyway, this is it. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep this middle section. I really like this part, player falling through it, but I also would like there to be some interior rooms. Maybe I will keep this tunnel in the middle, just because it looks like a lot of fun to fall down. And then, but then, you know, it's like you can land here, and then there will be a whole bunch of rooms to go in. Right now, this geometry is messed up, but the interior of this, to me, felt for the first time really like an well, no, not the first time, but it feels especially Escher-esque. And of course, we gotta make it work in every direction. Can I use window capture of a chat client instead of the OBS chat? Actually, I think I might be able to do that. Well, I'm gonna take a quick break right now, and then we're gonna get set up with. I'm gonna just take a quick break. We are gonna get set up with Matt and Mint and get the new game, and then I'm gonna do the. I'm gonna switch to using a window capture of the chat like Sharp Object. By the way, thank you for that suggestion. And if any of you are joining us, yeah, make sure to follow. Lets me know people are watching and enjoying the stream. So we'll be right back in like 5 minutes, and hopefully I'll get everything sorted.